The 90-day OEM sales and marketing transformation. In this video, I'm going to talk about how it is possible to make your OEM dealers and sales network both faster and smarter with digital transformation. So who's this presentation for? Well, it's mainly for OEM sales and marketing directors, managers, leaders who feel stuck and want to stop spinning their wheels, want to manage sales growth, and maybe even accelerate it and fix outdated process. So the first problem I'm going to talk about is actually a waste problem. Specifically, OEM marketers rely on some combination of print and email that makes it costly to distribute and update materials. The result of sending some things by email, some things through the portal, some things by print, results in reps often using the wrong materials. They just don't look educated to buyers, and they're not effective as they should be in selling. They also spend about 4 hours a week looking for sales content, which is just a huge waste of time and cuts down on the amount of time that they spend on productive selling activities. Ultimately, I hear a lot that people are looking for a single source of truth, a centralized repository of sales and marketing assets. And so what's the cost of not acting on this one? Well, it could be impacting as much as 2.5% of your total sales. Because if you really think about it, not having an easy way to get materials out to your sales network and them having to waste time looking for things is causing a productivity drain and an efficiency drain where they just are not selling as much as they should be. Number two, do you even know what they're using? Right? Knowledge is power. As Peter Drucker said, you can't improve what you don't measure. So a huge percentage of marketers say that measuring is their top priority. Otherwise, you're shooting in the dark. Research tells us that 60% of marketing assets are never even seen. So most of you out there do not know what's being used and what's being completely just, collecting dust on the shelf. And ultimately, no marketer can afford to guess. You have to have good analytics. And so ultimately, what's the cost of not acting? Well, if you think about it, it's really a large percentage of your content creation budget. Because if you're spending a lot of time and effort producing materials that never get used or seen or, valued in the real world, then you're wasting a lot of money. What if you had good analytics and you knew what people were using? Then you can't drive without the keys to the car. So what about mobilization? Ultimately, information is only good as their ability to access it. And so B2B sales reps need tools that support a conversation that they're having live with customers. So tools that are where they are. Most OEMs don't have good tools to give to their sales reps, whether we're talking about sales content or calculators or whatever. It is hard to get that into the hands of your reps when and where they need it. And ultimately, opportunities are lost, things stall at the bottom of the funnel, and potential customers come away disappointed. Ultimately, what you need are easy to use, convenient selling tools, convenient for your reps. What's the cost of not acting? Well, you're leaving money on the table because there is a percentage of your opportunities that are not being closed because the sales reps do not have information at the right time. So think about this, calculate it. What would happen if you saw a 4% rise in sales close rates? Finally, the faster you train, the sooner they sell. It's all about speed. When I talk to manufacturers out there, they say 6 to 12 months, up to 24 months, being the typical amount of time that it takes to get a new rep fully up to speed and onboard it. Maybe you have a few superstar sales reps, but what about the rest? As I mentioned, and as you know, it can take a long time to get your sales reps up to speed. And if you have on-demand interactive training tools that reps can access wherever they are to reinforce the training you gave them at the beginning, to learn the products more effectively at their own pace, we have seen increases of 50% or more in terms of the time to get to fully ramped up. So what's the cost of not acting? This one's easy to calculate, but kind of shocking. So if you're willing to, take a look at how many reps you add in a given year, and look at what would happen if they got to quota 50% faster. You're going to see how much money you're leaving on the table by not acting. So I have some good news. Number one is to address these problems, you don't need a huge budget. There is a way to get everything you need for a successful rollout in an easy package, and you can feel fully supported. And it's possible to solve many of these interrelated problems simultaneously. And so you're not alone if you've tried something like this before and failed, if you built a really cool dealer or distributor portal that nobody uses. There's lots of things that people have tried that just haven't worked out. And I've seen it, I've been there, done that. But there is actually a marketing sales platform specifically designed for manufacturing companies like yours facing the same challenges. So I'm Tom Paul, I'm the CEO of Pop Art Incorporated and the founder of BAM Sales Enablement here in Portland. Pop Art's been around for over 20 years. We've been building and perfecting mobile sales tools for OEMs for the past 10. We created our first commercially available mobile dealer sales solution for Freightliner in 2010, and our sales content management tools are now deployed across the globe. We launched BAM as a software as a service product in 2017, and it's now serving over 2,200 users and counting on a monthly basis. A few of the customers we work with started in trucking, have gotten into heavy equipment, both on the construction and ag side. This is just a short list of a few customers that we work with. You can see that it represents an interesting cross-section of the heavy equipment and industrial market. We've been named a high performer on G2 Crowd and also a partner of AEM, and have been named a 100 best company to work for in Oregon. So the bottom line here is that you can be 20 to 70% more effective using technology that has been specifically designed for manufacturers without the heavy lift of building it yourself. And it's possible to get there if you can just do four important things. Fix your marketing waste problem with a single source of truth. Understand what sales is using in terms of the content you're providing through proper analytics. Mobilizing your sales team with easy to use, convenient, and mobile first selling tools. And speed up your training time with visual and interactive training tools. Now, as it's often said, you can do it the easy way or you can do it the hard way. So what's the hard way? Well, you can build it yourself. You can try to do it in-house, although you're probably not professional software developers. And I've seen a lot of these go pretty wrong. Maybe you've seen that movie before. You can hire another company to build it, but are they specialists? Are they experts? Do they know how to build this? It's probably going to take 6 to 12 months. It's likely going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, or maybe it's just too much of a pain and you decide not to do it at all. But what if it had already been built? So the easy way, well, what if you could buy something off the shelf that was affordable and available? What if the tools that were available in this solution met the needs in a way that the other tools on the market don't? Because those other tools don't have visual product navigators, mobile capabilities, and built-in sales calculators out of the box, and they're not easy to use. You do not need another piece of complicated, expensive technology. Well, it turns out that your dealer sales tool has in fact already been built. What if you could see a 20% reduction in sales support requests? A 50% increase in uptime for your sales reps? A 60% increase in usage of marketing content and sales content? A 70% faster training model and method for new reps? And what if it could happen in 90 days? What if you could roll out a solution that could get these things done in that amount of time? 2,200 users and growing month over month have already made their selection. So very quickly, here's how 4 companies went from struggling with a million chaotic time-wasting details to experiencing a simple streamlined sales and marketing process rolled out in less than 90 days. So first off is Amy Donahue Kelly. General Kinematics at the time was experiencing a lot of inbound sales support requests, which was making them proactive and not as strategic as they could be. Their marketing team was spending a huge amount of time fielding dealer support requests. After implementing BAM, that went down almost immediately by more than 20%. Amy said, if you're constantly and reactively answering emails repeatedly about requests for materials, then you need to look at this product. In their case, it saved 20 email requests a day, representing 5 to 8 hours a week. Aaron Alder from West also talked about seeing a precipitous drop in the number of sales support requests, which actually for their marketing team of 12 worked out to be 360 hours a month within 90 days of getting BAM. And as Aaron noted, they're now able to provide pieces of content that are asked for in a meeting rather than having to go back to the office and send it later. So real-time communication with customers. Freightliner experienced a 50% drop in their sales ramp-up time, meaning that their new reps could get to quota 50% faster. As Dave Marks noted, it's nearly impossible to know everything that might come up in a sales situation. Right? You just don't know. And that's where a mobile sales tool comes in. Cestus Armored Gloves cut their training time by over 70% within the first 90 days. And as Catherine Bay said, they've cut down training time from 6 weeks to less than 2 weeks. Now they can walk new sales reps through the app once and then set them free to sell. So what are the benefits of a mobile sales tool? Well, it's easy to use and your field reps will always be up to date. You can align your entire team and distributed sales network in real time. It can also serve as a mobile product showroom. So instead of having to go through complicated 3D visualizers and other things like that, you can actually have effectively a mobile product showroom in your app, in your phone, in your tablet, and you can cut training time in half. So what are some of the capabilities? Well, as I mentioned, easy to use mobile sales app with you wherever you are. Instead of, like Steve Jobs said back in the early days of the iPod, instead of 1,000 songs in your pocket, well, now it's 1,000 products or 10,000 products or SKUs or more with you at all times in your product. Do-it-yourself custom content builders allow you to create interactive content within the app. We also offer personalized onboarding and helpful customer support, and there is a full-featured content portal for your marketing and administrative teams to manage all that content. And so this is really for OEM sales and marketing directors who want to stop spinning their wheels, fix outdated process, and work smarter, manage their sales growth more effectively and go faster, and finally do things differently and, let's just say it, better. So the question is, do you need it? Well, every day you wait to act, you're losing time that could be spent on getting you and your team ready for your next pitch, trade show, event, or sales training. Trade shows are coming back. What's the cost of your organization not being ready? If you want to choose transformation, if you want to get faster and smarter with a single source of truth, mobile sales library analytics for less than half the cost of a single full-time employee, and if you want to get a 10x return in the first year, then come to our website, bamsales.io. Check us out. See customer testimonials, what kind of ratings we're getting on G2. Feel free to check us out. We have a lot of good content on there that's educational. And when you're ready, just reach out to me, tom@bamsales.io, or submit the contact form on the website. I look forward to hearing from you as you choose transformation on your journey. Thank you.